Hey folks, welcome back to the topics. Welcome back to another video. Well, this week marks the last week of 2 videos a week, and then starting the week following, we're gonna have just 1 video a week. Most likely it's gonna be on Tuesday, Wednesday. I believe Wednesday is a better day for everyone, so please remember that so you can stay focused for videos now on Wednesday. But that being said, let's jump right into it because we have some trading to talk about. Let's jump right into it. We're actually going to start by looking at liquidations because we're having a lot of liquidations right now. Looking at the 24-hour total liquidation, we have been liquidating a lot of longs. So around 65% of all liquidations across these exchanges that are tracked right here, 65% of them were long positions liquidated. Then we have shorts. So combined over $260 million liquidated in the past 24 hours alone. And that equals to 71,382 traders that were liquidated. So unfortunately, I'm sorry if you are part of one of these 71,000 traders. But yeah, you can see that the liquidation up and down, they're almost equivalent. And this is what I mean, that trading inside a range, because currently we are inside this range. We have been sideways market for quite a while now, and people are still believing that we're going to break upwards or downwards for whatever reason. So they keep opening positions and they are losing money. But right now, I actually opened a trade. But before we do that, let's actually look at the prices from our currencies. We have Bitcoin that just went above 67K, Ethereum at 2065. We have BNB at 600. Wow, BNB is down towards the 600. It's interesting to see BNB close to 600, then closer to the 630, 640. This is an interesting price. XRP at 132. We have Solana at $81. Then we have Hyperliquid at $36, Monero at 323, and last but not least, we have Zcash that decided to have a huge bump of 10.5%. The fear and greed index is currently at 11. Again, you remember that I said that now we were going to be bouncing between the 14, 15 to the 10s, maybe even below 10. So we are doing that exactly as I said in the last video. We're jumping up and down right here because the market has that little bit of a hope, and then the hope fades away. So the fear and greed index is just for us to look at how the retailers, this is pretty much what I would call it, is a Labrador index. Why? Because a Labrador is that super excited dog. You know, the labs are just, you know, even when they're old, they're just like puppies. They're super excited. And retailers are just like these labs because whenever they see a green candle, they go all over the place. They're very excited, frenetic, frantic. They're going all over the place. They're opening longs, getting liquidated because this is not a sign that things are going to go up to all-time highs. And whenever they see just a little tiny red candle and that candle continues for a little bit more than they are, then they go in extreme fear and they panic and they start losing money because they were long and they go short, and then they open a short and they get liquidated because the market goes back up. So that being said, let's take a look at our cryptocurrencies now. And I actually placed a trade. We also did a trade in the last video, so we're going to talk about it as well. But if we look, Bitcoin in the 1 hour chart fell down all the way to the $66,000, and now it is ripping up towards the mid 67,000 with this huge 1 hour candle right here that is coming up with volume. So the volume is still increasing, and we have 15 minutes to go before this candle ends. So if we have a positive volume here, we could be seeing Bitcoin going up at least for a little bit more. So if we go on the daily, you can see clearly that there's a range right here that we're stuck inside. So Everton, what is this range? This range is exactly this one right here. So from the 62K all the way to the 75.5K. So inside this range, we have been going up and down inside of it for 60 days. So this could still go on for another 30 days, another 60 days, who knows? But usually 60 days is the minimum. We're not going to see movements. You can see it clearly right here. In this last range, we stayed inside this range for also around 60 days before we went down to a lower range. So people who were thinking that this was going to be a bottom and then we're going to go up just in a matter of weeks, they were wrong. Usually these ranges, they go from 60 days, 90 days, 120 days. So we have to see how we act around the 60, 70 days mark. And after that, we have to keep an eye to see if there's real proof that we're going to keep going up or we're going to keep going down. I really don't believe that we're going to keep going down. Otherwise, we would have done that already. Most likely, if we have another leg down, it will be more towards the low 60K. Hopefully, I'm right with this prediction. As always, Bitcoin going down is never good for people who are holding, but it's always good for people who have money to DCA. Again, I do have most of my portfolio in cash. If you remember, I'm using that as buy opportunity. It goes below 65, I am buying. So definitely, if it goes below the 60K, well, I'm buying a lot of it. So it will be unfortunate for me to see this sort of price for Bitcoin or for Ethereum, but I will be prepared to take action with that. Now, looking at Ethereum has also gone down all the way to the 2000, and now it is ripping up very, very fast, now at $2,070, also with a lot of volume, and we're almost done with the hourly candle. This is one trade that I opened on my private account because I'm testing a bot. So I'm testing a bot that will give me suggestions of 0DT, 1, 2, and 3 DT options for me to play around. So you can see this one was around 2.5 days to expiration. When I opened it on the 29th, and it goes all the way to April 1st. So let's see how this bot goes. I'm going to play with it a little bit before I talk about more in depth about it. But if we go to Solana, you see that I placed a trade, which is this trade. I'm going to show that to you today. And why did I place this trade? Well, it is clear. If we go back to Ethereum, as I said, I think in the last video, is doing very, very good on the upside, but that upside is not reflecting to Solana as a whole. So when Ethereum goes green, Ethereum does rip a lot, but not Solana. And you can see it clearly right here. This bottom matches almost this bottom right here, which is not the case for Solana. This bottom does not match, which was supposed to be a bottom right here. So I think Solana is a little bit skewed. Most likely this will correct. And based on this assumption, I do believe that this green candle most likely is going to be a good one to hold this price, because look at how much is ripping here on the 1 hour for Ethereum, and look at how little it is ripping here on the 1 hour upwards on the 1 hour for Solana. So I do think that Solana will get some of that momentum. That flow will go a little bit towards Solana right now to compensate for this difference, this divergence that we have right here. Of course, this could be just me thinking out of my ass, but because of that, I did sell a 76 put on Solana. So what does it mean in practice? So if we go right here to Solana and we scroll down, this is the trade that I've done. I sold 1,300 contracts for $142, around 1.2, 1.3% ROI for a 0DT. This expires tomorrow. So April 1st, this one will expire. And I'm using 10K as margin. Of course, if I have a long put as well, it will take considerably less margin. I can even do that if I want it right now. But 76, it seems such a safe number for me, because Solana would have to go down 6.5, almost 7% in less than 1 day for me to get liquidated and for me to lose this money right here, which of course I wouldn't lose the whole margin, but to lose, maybe 2, 3, 4% still would hurt. But I do believe that this one is a good trade. Most likely, if we keep ripping towards the 72, I just buy the 74 so it can have a little bit of a gap, but still paying $54 right now doesn't make sense for me, especially if I know this one is going to keep going up a little bit. So I'm going to wait for Theta to help me out a little bit, maybe let this go a little bit lower, and then I can buy this other leg just to keep things in equilibrium. If I were to do this on Ethereum also looks like it's ripping. This one is already too out of the money for me to sell. If I would sell it right now, I wouldn't make anything. This is not EV positive for me to be selling, but most likely I will be selling. Let me go to the 4 hours so we can see it better. I will be selling something closer to the 1970, the 1975, maybe the 1950. This would be a good range for me for a 0DT option. If I'm going a little bit further, maybe I would go towards the low 1900s, so 1925, I think 1900 if the premium is good, which should be right now, because with this price increase, most likely IV is also going up and being juicy for premiums right now. So hopefully this one, by all the looks of it right now, it seems like this will be profitable. So I'll keep an eye on it, especially because the markets are ripping up. You can see Bitcoin is in the positive, Ethereum is going up, and also Solana itself is going up. But we have to see about this 9 moving average right here, the yellow line, on how it behaves, because most likely Solana will be stuck on that ceiling a little bit. We have to wait and see if Bitcoin and Ethereum offer a push a little bit towards the 82, even $83 for Solana. 83 I think is too far-fetched. 83 is all the way up here, but maybe 82 is possible. And if we close above this yellow line, then we should have enough momentum if the other coins keep pushing as well to stay above the 82, and that's going to be good for me, because the 76 would be so far away that I wouldn't have any issues just holding this a little bit more. Well, this is going to be it for today's video. Hopefully it was an insightful one. Well, let me know if you want to see a little bit more trading. I'm working on things a little bit more related to vibe coding and AI and crypto, AI and trading. So if that's something interesting to you, I can cover a few of these things as well in this channel regarding options, of course, as always. Well, thank you very much. I'll see you guys on Friday for this video, and then the next one is going to be on Wednesday. Well, thank you very much. Take care. Peace.